Hey, what's up, church? Thanks for taking a minute to watch this week's Afterthought. We're actually in part 6 of our Beatitude series, and the sixth Beatitude is this: Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And on Sunday, we kind of defined the idea of what it means to have a pure heart, and that was this: that singularity of devotion is the essence of a pure heart. What we mean by that is our hearts need to be captured by one and one alone, that Christ is the king of our heart, not our vital organ heart, but the seat and center of our lives. And when we talk about purity of heart, it's important that we don't focus it necessarily on morality, but that we focus it more on purity. And by purity, we mean that singularity of devotion, that we don't have this duality of devotion where we have devotion being drawn to all of these different places, but the singular devotion to Christ, where Christ rules and reigns in my heart, and Christ alone reigns in my heart. And so it's important that when we approach Scripture, especially the Beatitudes, remember that these aren't imperatives, these are indicatives. And if it's an imperative, then maybe we can focus it on the morality side. If it's an imperative, you must have a pure heart, you must have pure actions and deeds, then maybe we can focus it on that morality side. But it's not. It's indicative. It's a characteristic of someone who's in the kingdom. It's an outflow of the righteousness of Christ in us, the fruit of that righteousness in us, to have a pure heart, one that is singularly devoted to Christ. Now, listen to this. Purity of heart will result in active morality. So when my heart is singularly devoted to Christ, has one devotion, Christ is the king in my heart, then that will result, the fruit of that will be where I have this active morality, where my life will demonstrate good fruit, righteous fruit, pure fruit, where I will walk out the fruit of the Spirit and live according to the fruit of the Spirit. Follow me on that? So purity of heart results in active morality. On the contrary, listen to this, active morality does not result in a pure heart. See, if we just focus on the morality of it, if we just focus on behavior and modifying behavior, that will never equal a pure heart. Keep in mind, Jesus was talking in a greater context to some religious rulers who did have great outward actions. They had great standards in regards to morality. But the problem was their heart wasn't devoted to Christ and Christ alone. Follow me on this. Jesus challenged the Pharisees. He said, look, you're like whitewashed tombs. Outside looks beautiful. Inside is filled with dead, decaying bones. He calls them hypocrites. He says, you wash the outside of the cup to make it look clean, but the inside of the cup is still dirty and filthy. Jesus was challenging this duality, this idea that there's these two things happening that are contradictory. There's this hypocritical way of living where we try to present something that's moral, good, and righteous, but on the inside, Jesus is not enthroned in our heart as the one and only devotion of our heart. So I want to challenge you that as we devote our hearts to Christ, as He becomes the one King in our life, that's what a pure heart looks like. And that will result in a life that's changed and living for the kingdom, demonstrating, displaying the fruit of the Spirit. God bless you.